You've heard of hot girl summer. You've heard of hot boy summer. You've heard of white boy summer, which, maybe we don't want to talk about that one. It looks like this summer is rat boy summer. And yeah, I felt that. I feel like I felt that in the ether, that rat boy summer was coming. I could feel it in my rat bones that my time is now. Apparently, the Chinese calendar, I'm the year of the rat. But I'm also not Chinese, so I don't know if that counts. But the planets had to align, okay, for me to have a rat boy summer. And let me tell you, those planets and the process in which they aligned to give me the rattiest rat boy summer I'm about to have. Some of you may have noticed, I haven't been around for a while. It's been like 2 years since I've posted consistently. And I've tried to have a couple of comebacks. I've tried to come back a couple of times. You guys love when I come back. Yay, Jake's back. Where'd he go? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. That's because of a few things. One, I think I was in a very transitional period in my life, right? I grew up in North Carolina for like my whole life. I was doing stand-up there for 10 years. I started working at Mr. Beast. You guys know the backstory. I don't got to keep giving you the origin. I was walking down an alley. Both my parents got shot. The pearls went everywhere. Now I do stand-up. You know what happens. But, yeah, I guess you could say it was a mental health quandary that then spirals into a physical health quandary, because that is how it starts. Basically, my entire life, I was undiagnosed ADHD and dyslexia, which, what a relief. I just thought I was stupid, you know? I was always, reading slower than the other kids, because I had 2 learning disabilities that were trying to get me to stop. I'd be like, what does that say? Who's that over there? And I never finished a book. I never read a book in my life. Isn't that crazy? But then when I got diagnosed, I was like, oh, that makes sense. But then I didn't change anything. I just had the knowledge. So, fast forward to the 3 years where I'm aware of my problems, but raw dogging it. I figured I've been getting by this far. Got a job at the best YouTube company in the world, did 10 years of stand-up. I was doing something right, so let's keep doing what works. It turns out it worked a little bit, but turns out I had an engine that had a lot of gunk in it, right? So when there's a lot of gunk in the engine, yeah, you can push it harder, but you're doing damage to the engine, I'm the kind of ADHD person that procrastinates a lot, right? So when I procrastinate, I go, the fire that is lit under my ass when I have to do it in 10 minutes or I'm fucked. That's when I thought I did my best work. And for 27 years, that was true. But what happened was when you have ADHD, your attention deficit comes from you looking for little hits of dopamine to regulate your nervous system, right? Your nervous system's not regulated. How do you regulate it? With a little sweet treat. Ooh, what's that? That's fun. Ooh, a TikTok. Ooh, let me do that a little bit. Whatever. Whatever makes your brain go, okay, that's good. That's good. Oh, yeah, it's good. Good. That's nice. Well, this thesis paper I was working on wasn't really giving me the happy chemicals. You know what it was? Skittles. And that being said, I kept pushing myself, and my solutions when I was in this rest deficit was things that made my body shittier. So I kept getting in a further and further deficit. And this started in the pandemic when I was door dashing like a motherfucker and putting nothing but garbage in my body. That transition gradually got worse and worse and worse. But you boil water slow enough, the lobster doesn't know you're about to eat it, I think is how the expression goes. Anyway, last month, it got so bad, I developed insomnia so bad that I was not sleeping almost every day, maybe getting an hour or 2 when I could. If it felt like my brain was afraid to go to sleep, and I was so hungry for sleep, and I just wanted to sleep. I would have put a hammer through my head just to go to bed, And then I thought, that's not good. And things should change. But I finally got on medication that is prescribed for me, which is nice. So when I go to get my prescription, I got to get diagnosed. So I walk in and they go, you have ADHD. And I was like, wow, that was fast. Are you sure it's not ADD? And they said to me, and I swear to God they said this, no, you got a lot of H, which is fair. But I got the diagnosis, I got the prescription. Hey, we're going to get the meds that we need so we can be a good capitalist and make somebody else a lot of money. That's what we're doing. But the first time I tried Adderall, my roommate gave me one. He's been diagnosed his whole life because he had good parents and healthcare and all that shit. And so when he first gave me some Adderall, I was like, what? Huh? This is how people were living? This is basic cognition? Excuse me? It felt like when colorblind people put on those glasses and see blue for the first time. So I was like, I gotta get this. I gotta have the limitless pill that gives me just basic functioning skills. It felt like my entire life I was operating at such a deficit compared to everybody else that I had to try that much harder just to break even, right? And for the first time in a long time, I'm not starting back here. I'm starting right here. But I've still done all this work to get here. So now I feel like it's like running with a parachute your whole life, and now the parachute's off and you're flying, And another thing about, the prescription medication that I'm on, is that it does suppress my appetite. Now, I am, making sure I'm eating, obviously, but because I'm not craving short little dopamine hits, I can be a little more selective about it. I don't know. I started eating fruit. I'm 27 years old. I started eating fruit recently. You know how bad my health was before? Eating fruit was a game changer. The other day, I ate 3 bananas. And I told somebody about that I ate 3 bananas. And they said, "What? You can't eat 3 bananas. You could die." I was like, what are you talking about? I could die. What are you talking about? And she goes, yeah, you can get a lot of potassium build up in your heart, and your heart could stop. So if you eat more than like 6 bananas in a day. And I was like, you know how many hard drugs I've done? I've done a lot of hard drugs. If 6 bananas do me in, I think the bananas earned it, is all I'm saying. What are they putting fentanyl in these bananas? If I put the president's head, I slid him 6 bananas, He said, you better eat those bananas. Anyway, where was I? I feel like I'm just running smoother. I feel clear. I'm well rested. My sleep schedule's back on track. And I don't know, maybe spending all the money I've spent on therapy for as long as I have is finally paying off. First couple of lessons, you go, okay, this is expensive, but you gotta trust the process. And then after a while, you go, I've gave you a lot of money. I'm still sad. What's that about, But all that means is rat boy summer is upon us. So if you want to be a part of the rat gang, go ahead and hit subscribe because I got a lot of videos coming out. I'm going to have one upload long form here once a week. Hopefully, I'm going to miss some weeks. Be kind to me. I'm going to be posting as literally much as I can short form on TikTok and Instagram, so go follow me there. And if someone can please tell me how to get my Twitch thing set up. I'm an idiot. I don't know how computers work. I have a PS5, a MacBook, and a bunch of stuff I bought off the TikTok shop for dirt cheap made by children. So if any of you could help me out with that, that'd be great. What do you got planned this rat boy summer? Leave it in the comments down below. I appreciate you.